How did you think you will step up eventually to the big ocean that is obviously the USSR and the rest of the world, therefore?
The moment you land at one of these international competitions, you immediately realize that there are two kinds of competitors. There are the ones from the rest of the world, and there are the guys from the East Bloc. And the East Bloc generally tended to stick to themselves. They're much more insular then. They tended to stick amongst themselves. Very few of them would speak any English. And they would have coaches and things like that. Everything about them was mysterious, and you didn't really get a chance to know them very well. And they'd play awesomely well, and they intimidated everyone. It would never have occurred to me to give my coach my position for the night and have him give me the solution in the morning. But it's something that I've noticed, that you can have an intense period of training and learning, and this period can be as long as a year. But sometimes it's during the interim period when you rest and you don't get anything done, is that when it all starts to make sense for you. And so this enforced break was very nice, also because my motivation was much higher when I came back. I remember in April I was so desperate to play chess that well, it just felt very easy. So let's say I'm going to play against you tomorrow. So today I will look at all the games you played in the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and I will map it out a little bit. I will go over, I will first see what are the statistics, what is your favorite move, what is the move you play least, what am I most likely to face from you. Then I have to decide what is the weakness of yours that I'm going to aim against. And once I've made a list of what are your weak areas and what I'm going to aim against you, then I should decide, well, how am I going to get there? So it may well be that many of your weaknesses are my weaknesses as well. I've got to, clearly the match has to be my strongest point against your weakest. So I'll try to find the closest match that's possible. And a lot of the work that you do flows backwards like this. So if I'm going to a tournament and I have 9 different opponents, I will make a grid. Before the tournament, typically I'll say I can face you with white or with black. And so it becomes 18. So 10 players, 9 opponents. It will become 18 possibilities. And so you draw a grid like this, but there will be a lot of overlap. It will turn out that what you do and what he does and what he does, you may share a common opening. So then that opening, I will put it as put in my list. Then the next, like that, you take the most likely things and you generate your work like that. So at the last minute, there's little time to do all the work that you like to do. So if I'm actually training for you tomorrow, today is not the day to start. So if I have some knowledge before, then I can prepare more exhaustively. If it's the kind of tournament where I cannot even know who my opponents are, then my preparation is getting broader and broader. So I will try to do work on as general schemes as possible so that they are most likely to be useful no matter whom I play. The more you narrow the field, the more I can narrow my work to much more specific areas. So that's the kind of thing.